What's up, guys? Anton Kraly here from dropshiplifestyle.com. And in this episode, I want to talk about how I'm building dropshipping stores in 2024. And really specifically, what I want to share is what these stores look like and then the tools that we're using to build them. And I'll also give you some of the prices that go into starting one of these things, just so you have an idea of, again, what to use and about how much you can expect to spend if you want to build your own dropshipping store in 2024. To kick this off, what I'm gonna do on the screen over here is just put up one of our stores that you could tell, hopefully, looks pretty good. And I say hopefully because you should know what to look for, but it seems like a lot of people don't, because there are all different types of dropshipping stores you could build. They can look like whatever you want them to look like. And what I've actually done over the years on my YouTube channel is review subscribers' dropshipping stores. I'll link to that playlist below if you're interested. And a lot of them, I'm sorry to say, do not look professional in the slightest. So what your store actually looks like from day one matters. And it's not just the visual appeal of it, but it's the layout, the site structure, it's the links, it's the actual text. You need it to be professional if you want this thing to work. So what I'll show you as we go through this demo store I have pulled up here are just some things that I hope stand out, again, from day one. This would be a day one store. And you can even call this a day zero store, because before we even reach out to the first supplier that we want to sell for, we build this. Now, why do we do this? It's because when we reach out to these suppliers, we can't just say, hi, this is Anton. I'm thinking about selling product XYZ. Can I drop ship your stuff? Because they're gonna say no. The type of brands we sell for, we become authorized retailers to sell for, we get approved. And in order to do that, we need to say, hi, this is Anton. I'm calling from shakasurfboards.com. We're going to go live on XYZ date. We have a whole thing we say, but we can link them to our store so they can go check it out and envision what their products would look like on it. Okay. I'll also post a link, by the way, to this Shopify store in the description. If you want to go click through it, check it out yourself, and hopefully it can give you a template to follow. I'll also post a link in the description to an hour-long plus Shopify tutorial that I made for 2024 that can show you really how to build something similar yourself. But before you do that, let's actually get into the purpose of this specific episode, where I want to talk about how I'm building these and how we can make something that looks like this. So first off, we need the platform, right? And the platform is where we're building this store. Now, in 2024, your options are pretty much endless when it comes to which platform you want to use. You have Magento, you have Illusion, you have BigCommerce, you have Wix, you have so many options out there. But the platform that we use, and honestly, I've used pretty much exclusively for close to a decade now, if not more, is Shopify. So Shopify is the go-to platform for the types of stores we build. I'll tell you, the only reason I would ever consider a platform outside of Shopify is if I was working on some platform, or some store, I should say, where we literally had tens of thousands of products with variants and everything needed to be custom coded, and it wasn't just a normal online store, something that required a lot much more, I would say, hard coding or customability for, again, tens of thousands of products with lots of variability. And in that case, I would use Magento and have to pay a developer tons of money to build it out. But again, for what we do, we use Shopify. That's what I recommend. Now, in terms of pricing, what does this thing cost? Again, I want to give you like a realistic ballpark. Well, right now you can get an offer where you get 3 days free. So 3 days free for $0. And then your first month for $1 a month. And if you want that offer, there'll be a link below this episode as well. You can click, check it out. But after that, what does it cost? Because you're gonna have your store for more than 33 days. Well, if you want to pay monthly for the basic plan, it is $39 a month. But if you want to prepay for a year, so pay 12 months up front, you can get it for basically what equates to $29 a month. More than worth it for the platform, and again, for the ability to build a store like this. Now, how do you build a store that looks like this? Well, again, there's some more things that go into it. Because Shopify is basically the ecosystem, if you will. It's the whole infrastructure we need. It gives us a back end where we can add products, where we can design the store, where we can manage customers' orders, where we can see customers' lists. But we need to basically build something within Shopify that looks like we want it to look. Now, the starting point for this is using what is known as a theme. So if you've ever used any type of website builder before, something like WordPress, let's say, you're probably familiar with themes. They're basically pre-designed layouts that give you basically like a canvas, if you will, of what the site could look like as far as the structure goes. And then within the theme, that's where you make edits. So you could change your typography, you could change all of your colors, you can add images, and you can move things around. But typically, you're starting with a theme as that template, and then you're building out within your theme. Now, if you use Shopify, which again, I do and I recommend, my advice would be to use a theme called Manhattan. Now, this is a dropship lifestyle theme. It's our newest theme that we just released in December, and it's available to all Dropship Lifestyle members. So if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, go to Module 3, download Manhattan. You simply upload that to your Shopify store, and then again, you can build out on top of that by uploading your colors and your typography and uploading images. But that is the theme I recommend. Now, if you are not a member of Dropship Lifestyle for some reason, Shopify has tons of themes. Some of them are free. Some of them are also paid. There are some great developers. One of them is Out of the Sandbox. They have awesome themes. They're typically, though, around like $400 to $500. Again, I use Manhattan over them. So if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, don't spend $400 to $500, use Manhattan. But if you wanted to buy a third-party theme, check out of the Sandbox. And then as far as free themes go on Shopify, they have a great free theme called Dawn, which is pretty basic. Doesn't have a lot of stuff built in for conversion optimization. But again, it's free. So if you want to start with that, you can start with that. And by the way, one thing you should know is if you ever wanted to change your theme over time, you can do that. It does require some more work, but it is possible. But again, when it comes to where we build our stores and how much it costs, that's the answer right there, okay? So what else do we need, though, to, again, build a store that looks like the demo that I showed you? Well, we obviously need all of the images, right? All of the assets that we put onto it, from the logo to homepage banners to collection images, even to the demo products that we first upload. And to do that, for anything that is graphic design related, I'm just going to put GD for graphic design. What we do is use a tool called Canva. You might have heard of Canva in the past, but it is an amazing tool, just canva.com. And they have a free version and a paid version. You're fine with using the free version, but honestly, the paid version, I'm not sure what the current pricing is. I think it's about $12 a month. Honestly, it's well worth it. It just gives you some more basically templates you can use. But you can go in there, you can make logos, you could find stock images, you can easily modify them, do text overlays. You could make all of those graphics that you see on a site like this, right? You can use Canva to do that, and you don't need to be some graphic design professional to make that happen. So I would highly encourage you to use Canva. And again, the free plan is fine, but in my opinion, there's no reason not to just upgrade to the paid version. If you don't like it after a month, you can cancel it, but it just gives you some more options unlocked in your account. So as far as the platform, again, Shopify. As far as the theme, it's Manhattan. And then as far as the graphic design tool we use, it is Canva right here. So let's move on to the next steps of this, right? Because now you might think, okay, cool, Anton, you built your store, you used your theme, you designed your graphics. What else do we need? What else do we need every time we're building a new store in 2024? Obviously, we need a domain name, okay? So whatever the store is, .com. So in the example I gave you, Shaka Surfboards. Now, for domain names, we used to buy them all through Namecheap. And just know, if you're using Shopify, if you have a domain you bought somewhere else, on Namecheap, on GoDaddy, anywhere, you can easily link it to Shopify through the admin panel, but you don't even need to do that anymore. So Shopify allows you to buy domains through your Shopify admin panel, and the pricing is very fair. I believe it's currently $15 per year, and that is where we are currently buying them. Just because it makes it so simple, let's say you wanted that domain, Shaka Surfboards, and it was available, you simply buy it within your admin panel, you click connect it to the store, and then when people type that in, it'll go to your Shopify store, and what they'll see is the theme that you built out with Manhattan with any images that you uploaded through Canva. So as a starting point, again, for how we're building stores, these are the things we're putting on it. And even if you went back and watched any of my videos, listened to my podcast from a few years ago, there were all these other external tools that we were kind of adding on to get these things to do what we want them to do. But at this point, Shopify every year, actually multiple times a year, they release something called Shopify Editions. And that's basically like their updates to the platform. And they have more updates than any other platform out there, and not just random things, but things that are actually useful. So when it comes to other things that, again, in the past, you might have heard me recommend different companies or apps or tools for, now many of them are natively built in, again, to Shopify. So I'll just give you some examples. One of them would be for live chat, which, as you might know if you've watched any of my stuff, we love to be able to talk to customers in real time. Used to use a third-party app that costs a monthly fee. Now we use Shopify Inbox. This is included with Shopify plans. And if you're not familiar with live chat, it basically just pops up on the bottom of the screen. Customers can ask questions. Shopify has an inbox app that you could put on your phone, and the messages will come through in the app, but it looks like a text message basically. You can respond from wherever you are and be able to respond to people in real time to close more sales. And Shopify Inbox is what we're currently using, and it is included with all Shopify plans, even again, the base level one. So that is $0. Now for email, specifically when it comes to email marketing, this is one for the vast majority of my time on Shopify. I have used and recommended Klaviyo, which is still an amazing email platform, but it does get extremely pricey as you add more and more contacts, as people start finding your store and opting in. So we've always paid them and been happy to pay them, Klaviyo I'm talking about, but over the past year, Shopify email has gotten much more powerful, and it is so much more cost effective. You could basically send, I believe it's up to 10,000 emails every month. These are marketing emails for, again, $0. And for any new store we're building, of course, we're going to get to the point where we're sending over 10,000 emails a month. But in the beginning, the cost of Shopify email, I'll just put S email for short, is again $0. And even after you start sending more emails, it still comes out to be much less than Klaviyo. And I would say it gets you 95% plus of the way there as to what Klaviyo used to be able to do. So again, how am I building stores in 2024 that look like this? I'm building them on Shopify using Manhattan. I'm buying my domain through Shopify. I'm using Canva to do all of our graphic design. And then I'm putting live chat on the store through Shopify Inbox, and I'm sending marketing emails through Shopify Email. I want to mention just a couple more things that are like day one things, because all of this, it should be set up from the beginning. But there are a couple more things that we set up from the beginning. And again, I don't want to leave you hanging here and have anything that you're like, well, Anton didn't talk about this. What am I supposed to do? So couple more things from day one. The next one would be having a phone number on your store. So many people are afraid to have a phone number, and I'm telling you, it is one of the easiest things you could do to drastically increase your conversions. We put it right in the header of our stores. And the reason we have this, well, one is because even if people don't call, they see it there, and it gives them that extra peace of mind, knowing that if they ever did want to call, they can. So definitely worth having there for that reason alone. But the other reason is because when people do call, this is how the conversations typically go. People say, hi, is this shakasurfboards.com? Yes. Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure that this 7-foot blue surfboard is in stock. Okay, hold on, let me check. It is. Okay, great. I'd like to place my order. We pull up the store, add it to the cart, place the order for them. So well worth having this on your site. Now for phone calls, you have basically a couple options. I'll tell you, we use Mighty Call. Mighty Call starts at $15 a month, and we do have a discount code that I'll link below where you can save 50% on your first 3 months. So awesome deal there. And it's with a discount code that I'll put it in the description if you want to check that out. So what do you get for that? Well, you get a phone number that when people call can ring to an app that you have on your phone that you can answer. Again, you can have it on your cell phone, but not have your cell phone number on the site. So awesome thing to do there because again, you don't need an extra phone line. You don't need to have another phone you're carrying around. You don't need to give people your personal phone number. And another cool thing about it is if people call and you can't answer and they leave voicemails, These voicemails are transcribed to text and sent to your phone so you can see what the call is about and how quickly you want to call someone back, basically, right? If it's a sales call or anything, that you want to get back to right away, you can quickly get back to that person. Now, if you don't want to pay for Mighty Call, you can also use Skype or Google Voice. They have different plans that are, different amounts of money, but Mighty Call, I would say, is a great place to start from a day one thing. Now, next thing I'll mention is email. And I talked about email up top, but that email was for marketing emails. But what about emails that you're actually responding to or sending as, a one-off, or the email you put on your store for people to contact you? Well, we have our email set up, obviously, at ourdomain.com, whatever that may be, sales at, support at, Anton at. And to set these all up, we are using Google Workspace. So I'm going to put G Workspace. And for this, it is $6 a month. So I'll put $6 per month. And basically, again, what that allows you to do is you go into Shopify, you link it to your Shopify account, and then when people email your store or respond to a marketing email, or you want to send someone email from the email address at yourstore.com, it can go through basically a traditional looking Gmail account, except it's a business Gmail account through Google Workspace. So all in, if we want to look at the costs we have when I'm building a new store, again, let's say we launched it in the first month, it's $1 for Shopify, 15, so that's 16, Canva, even if we were on the free plan, it's still at 16. The theme Manhattan, again, it's included for Dropship Lifestyle members, 0 plus 0 plus 21. So 21 plus 16, what is that, 37 bucks? $37 for our first month. That's about what it costs. So really, I just wanted to share this so you can see kind of the quality of what can be built, how I'm building stores with this quality, the tools that I'm using, and the costs that are associated. So hopefully, guys, you found this one valuable. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure you leave it a like, click subscribe for new content like this every single week. If you're listening to this on the podcast feed, please do leave a review. It means a lot, and I read them all. And if you want an in-depth training on how we pick niches, how we source suppliers, how we actually build these stores, how we get traffic, and a whole lot more, be sure to go to dropshipwebinar.com, which I will also link up in the description of this episode. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.